All right, there we go. Welcome, everybody. Sorry for the false start there. Yeah, I had a little trouble with my camera. It was going all wonky. Wonky. Anywho, hello, how you doing? Welcome. Glad to have you here. Drop a comment in the chat. Let us know how it's going for you. Having a Canuco. Hey, how's it going? Hey, nope. Oh. Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Thank you. I'm not feeling so good though. Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not sick or anything like that. Yesterday was my birthday. I'm another year older. So, yeah, there's that. Creeping ever closer. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. What are you smoking, or are you smoking? I don't know that I've had that. It sounds familiar, though. I may have had that. I like Padron. I've had quite a few Padrones. Ah, I've had the 1926. There's another one that's an early date like that, and I can't remember for sure which one it is. I've had quite a few Padrones. I like Padron. So, what do you think of my new layout here? Hello, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. Oh, Tanner. Whatnot, I would like to thank Tanner for doing the graphics on my YouTube channel, my icon and the banner and all that. Ah, I see. How are you, young Master Tanner? My younger nephew helped me move stuff around, so that helped my background. That's good. Kids driving you nuts. Oh, well, that's cool. Yeah, I'm glad I could finally get the signs up. Oh, wrong hand. Just plain old cola. Yeah, that's not good. You unsupervised with tools, nothing good can come of it. Padron. God, I haven't had one of those in forever. I'll bet it's been 4 years, maybe five since I've had a Padron. At least four, if not five. Give me just a minute here. Hey, nothing wrong with having the cheaper one. Nothing wrong with that at all. Huh. Okay, got that taken care of. What I miss? What I miss? Yeah, I agree with you. Sometimes the cheaper ones are better. I've had that happen a lot. Like with which one was it I was talking about? Davidoff. I had a Davidoff, $20 a stick. It was shit, in my opinion. That's the one and only Davidoff I've ever smoked in my life. I suppose I should try another one just to give them a fair chance. I mean, I shouldn't judge a whole product line by one cigar. That's unfair, honestly. Hello, all. Welcome. Drop a comment. Let us know how it's going for you. Glad to have you here. Have a cigar and a chat. I remember when I first tried Opus X, I was at Pleasure Island in Universal Studios. A friend of mine that lived down here took me there to a bar and stuff. Pretty much, well, it was Party Island is what it was called, and we hit all the bars and stuff. They got all different. Well, I don't know if it's still there or not. And they had a tobacconist there. I forget what the brand was, but it wasn't Fuente. It was some other name brand tobacconist. I mean, like one of the big names. Maybe it was Davidoff. I don't know. Anyway, that was the first time I ever tried an Opus X. I had heard about them, read about them, when they first come out. Everybody said you can't grow wrapper leaf in the Dominican Republic. And then Carlos Fuente proved them wrong. And that cigar has been my favorite cigar since then. The Oracle, if you go back and look at my videos, there's one for Oracle. I thought maybe Oracle might overtake Opus X, But the more I thought about it, Oracle is my second favorite, and Opus X is still my first favorite. Oh, you really should. It's pricey. Okay, be prepared. You're probably going to get sticker shock. One of the smaller ones is like 14 bucks a stick. But to me personally, it's worth every freaking penny. And I'm talking about the regular Opus X, not the ones that came out later, like something Destiny or something Destiny Island or something Opus X. Just regular straight Opus X. They're actually pretty hard to find because only certain tobacconists can carry Opus X. Not anybody can just order Opus X and carry them. They have to be certified by Fuente to carry Opus X. And there are only so many boxes released every year. It's not a mass production cigar. They only allow, what is it, 500 boxes a year to be released, something like that. I think it is. It may have changed, but last I heard, that's what it was. Like each tobacconist got like 2 boxes, and that's all that they got for the whole year. So yeah, if you want a kick-ass cigar, get you an Opus X. Yeah, the Don Carlos. I don't know what happened with that cigar. That thing just kind of turned into an abortion. Actually, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's okay. I'll smoke it, but the Fuente family has got so many better product lines out there. Like the Hemingway. I love the Hemingway. That's a great cigar. Some of the others, the Curly Tail or Pigtail or something. It's got the curly head on it. That thing is primo, and it's a cheaper cigar too. It's not overly priced. That's another one that's a fair price. It's a really good cigar. I haven't had one of them in a long time either. Matter of fact, I haven't had anything Fuente for probably 3 years. Yeah, they are good. So, what do you think of my signs, Tanner? What not sent them to me? I thought so. Oh, now you guys get to see my humidor too. Oh, there it is. I got all this crap stored on top of it, but you know how it is. But there's my humidor. My sister got that for me for Christmas one year. Cabinet humidor. I think about 4 years ago or something like that. Maybe six. More like six. Yeah, it's nice. Really is. Yeah, I do. Horizontal surface syndrome, real bad. If there's any space on the horizontal surface, something's getting put there. Yeah, it's I'm the same way. Well, it could be worse. It could be trying to have sex on every horizontal surface, but big as I am now, that wouldn't work. Pretty much, it is. It's a species problem more than anything, I think. You're young, Tanner. You can still do it. What kills me is if you could see the rest of my room. Yeah, well, you saw my headboard in previous videos. I've got stuff on it, but not a bunch yet. Yeah, I had a lot of fun on pool tables when I owned the bar and on the freezer in the back rooms in the storage room. Yeah, never did it on the bar though. No, never did that. The pool table and the freezer in the back room. I had some chick wanted me to go with her to do it in the walk-in cooler. I'm like, no, thank you. Take notes. You never know. Might come in handy. Although now I wish I would have went with her into the walk-in cooler. I kind of regret not doing that one. Walk-in cooler? Do you actually really do it in the walk-in cooler, whatnot? If so, hats off to you, my friend. Hats off. That's a good one. Double hats off then. So you learn a lot from us old farts there, Tanner. Oh, in a grocery store. Well, that explains it. Yeah, that makes sense. Just don't do it on the produce, okay? That would not be good. I mean, if you think about it, a bed of lettuce heads would probably be pretty comfy. I think cabbage would be too hard, but iceberg lettuce would probably be pretty comfy. Oh my God, the produce cooler. Oh, I bet you learned quite a lot, Tanner. Them old boys around. So was it on the iceberg lettuce or what? I'm all enthralled in his grocery cooler stories now. That has my curiosity perked. And yet, oh, we lost one. Somebody left. That's a bummer. Oh, the bananas. That could be interesting. Bananas squishing out everywhere. I could think of worse places. Like doing it on tomatoes and they mush and there's red running everywhere, that probably wouldn't be good. Hey, Dennis, how's it going, my friend? Welcome back. We were just talking about crazy places we've done it with women. Oh, somebody sent me a message. Let's see who it is. Oh, One of my battle brothers just messaged me. Are you having a smoke, Dennis, or are you getting ready for bed? I know it's probably getting late over there where you are. Uh-huh. Smile like a donut, huh? If you're watching, Brian, piss off. uh, oh, okay. That's fine. Glad to have you here. Even if you don't smoke, everybody's welcome. Well, what the hell? Will you, Brian, type in the chat, you bastard, so everybody can see it. Jeez, get with the program. I'm no pro. Just an old man who likes to smoke cigars, that's all. What do you think of the new background, Dennis? Oh, that's cool. I know you have to mess with me. Now do it in the chat on YouTube. You bastard. He, Brian's being annoying. I like it. My younger nephew helped me move stuff around. I plan on getting more decorations behind me and stuff. Oh, there's Mr. Brian Oden. Well, you can still mess with me. The same as texting me. I mean, I'm pretty sure nobody here is going to give a crap what you say to me unless you're totally. We've already been talking about where we've been screwing women different places. You know, coolers, pool tables, things like that. So I think we're okay. Never tried a cigar vape. I might have to try that. LMTV, IMT. What are you talking about, Brian? Was it from when you were in the military? You were screwing around in the vehicles and stuff? That's good. Well, Tanner, if you're thinking about trying them, these are the guys to talk to. They're experienced. Even those that don't smoke, they've probably seen plenty of videos and know a lot about it more than anybody. I'm not saying more than anybody else, but more than most people walking around know about it. Oh, LMTV. Oh, replace the deuce and a half truck in the military. Okay. Was there room in the cab or did you do it in the bed? I'm curious. And was it when you was in 29 Palms? I see. Let's see. Forgive me, I'm looking something up here. Okay. All right. I'll bet it's cramped. Um, about anything with a Connecticut shade wrapper. Would you agree with that? Something light bodied, like a Connecticut shade wrapper, maybe a Monte Cristo or something along that line, or a Romeo with a Connecticut shade wrapper, or maybe a Cameroon wrapper. I would say Connecticut shade first. That would be what I would say. And then kind of work your way up from there after you smoke them for a while, and then maybe get into Cameroon. It's a lighter wrapper, but a little darker. The only trouble with Cameroon wrappers is they're so freaking delicate, and it's really easy to split them out. When I smoke Cameroons, I'm very careful with them. Then maybe get into, say, the Habano seed wrappers, things like that, you know. You know, that's a good question. That would really give you an idea of what somebody would like for a first cigar. If you're into like spicy food, really spicy food, yeah, then you might be able to handle a stronger cigar. That's a good point. I never thought of that. Thank you for raising that point. Yeah, that's a good point. Now, see, that's the opposite with me though, because I love a good heavy Maduro cigar. I mean, an Oscuro wrapper or something like that. But I do not like spicy food. But I love like dark roasted coffee, espresso, French roast, things like that. I love those bold flavors like that. So yeah, that makes perfect sense what you're saying there. It really does. But if somebody's into like a lighter coffee, say a breakfast blend or something like that, they probably won't want a medium or full bodied cigar right away. That, that's a good point. Yeah, it does. It makes perfect sense. So that would explain why I like the heavy bodied cigars because I like bold flavors in my food and drink and stuff. Although lately, I talked about it last weekend, I think, how I do my coffee sometimes is with cream, sugar, and cinnamon. Once in a while, I like it like that because I like something lighter to break up the monotony of a French roast all the time, you know, a little variety. Oh, I lost somebody. Somebody left. Brian, did you leave? He's playing games on PlayStation, so I wouldn't be surprised if he left. Interrupting him. I, I, pestered him until he got on here. How, what brand cigar was it? What was it she was talking about? Do you remember? Could be worse. Hey Tanner, get a hold of my elder nephew there in Lenox. He was just at a tobacco shop today and picked up some smokes. He could help you out. He picked up one he said was a light bodied cigar. It was a barber pole cigar. And it was like coffee and cream sort of nuances to it. So that would probably be a good cigar for you to start out on. Get with him about what it was. I'm thinking it was a Macanudo or something, but something new that came out for Macanudo, which I haven't had a Macanudo in forever either. God, I haven't had a lot of smokes forever. Anyway, yeah, you could find Seth on my Facebook on in my friends, but he lives there in Lenox. So, so the question is, do you like bold flavors or do you like lighter flavors? Tanner James. That must be it. That must be the one he got. And he showed me the cigar, but he had the label, the band turned so I couldn't see the brand name. Just that it was like coffee and cream or something like that. And it was a barber pole. I remember it. It was like a Connecticut and a Rosado wrapper on it. Oh, Rosado wrap would be another good one for a beginner. Yeah, give him a shout. Apparently, there's two tobacco shops that opened up in Creston, and he goes to one. Uh, ask him next time he goes if you can go with him and go up to the tobacco shop with him. I wouldn't call you a puss, but your words, not mine. I wouldn't never call you that. You're a pretty stout young man. Brian Schaefer. Oh, well, hi Seth. Seth is watching the stream. So you heard me talking to Tanner about it. So you think you can do that for him? Take him to the tobacco shop with you next time you go, if you guys can hook up. What are you in Des Moines messing around? And answer on the chat, will you please, on the YouTube chat? Seth the Rooney Booney. What do you think of my new background, Seth? You like it? I like it. I'm pretty happy with it. Probably overly happy. Wait a minute. Oh, he's not in. He is not in the stream. I misread his message. I misread his message. He was just messaged. I messaged him that I was live, and he messaged back, "I'm out of town right now." But he took so long, I thought he was watching the stream. My bad. And he was responding to me talking about it. You know, I'm old. Early onset Alzheimer's. I sometimes can't figure stuff out. I got kind of a core burning thing going on here. I don't know if you can see it, but the wrapper's splitting out and everything, and it's core burning. I'm not too happy about it. Yeah, I got CRS all the time. Trouble is, I think it's women that does it to us. And tell your wives, calm down, it's okay. Honestly, I think it's women that does it to us, though, to be sure. Because men are almost never right about anything, and then we start thinking, well, hell, I can't remember shit then. Just laying that out there. I could be wrong, though. I know, right? Get in an argument with them, and they bring up some tiny little thing from 10 years ago that you've completely forgotten all about because it meant nothing, but you hear about it 10 years later in an argument. Okay, then. What are you doing, Wyatt? Wyatt's walking around outside my room there. He must be messing with the dog or something. Yeah, Judy was like that quite a bit, my ex. She would remember stuff from way back when. But it is what it is. What are you going to do about it? Hello, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. Cigar and a chat. Even if you don't smoke, you're welcome. We love everybody. Drop a comment. Let us know how it's going for you on this beautiful Saturday. It's actually nice here. I got my windows. The windows all through the house are open. It's 72 degrees. Got a light breeze blowing through. It's nice. A little humid though. We got storm front moving in, so it's a little humid coming in off the Gulf. But other than that, it's great. Yeah, last Sunday, you made it to 47. That's a freaking heat wave. Tanner, it's like what, 0 there in Iowa right now? 0 or just above it? 38. Wow. Break out the bikinis. I didn't even. What did the friggin' groundhog say? I didn't even watch that this year. Are we supposed to have 6 more weeks of winter or what? By the way, I've been there for that. He ran out and run back in. Ah, figures. Yeah, I've been there for that. It is a big deal. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, the Groundhog Day. It is a big deal. They have like a carnival there, all sorts of booths set up on the street, main street there. Yeah, if you ever get a chance to check it out, do it. It's worth going to. You wouldn't think a little tiny town like that could throw a shindig like that, but man, they do it all. It is quite the party. It's worth checking out Groundhog Day in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. Trust me. I got stuck the next town over delivering a load. I got stuck there for 2 days because they wanted to load there like that. Then I drove 24 hours straight to get the load of meat to the packing house, or not a packing house, a grocery warehouse. And I got it there, made the deadline, and then they said, "Oh well, we can't unload this yet because we don't have room for it. We can't get you unloaded for 2 more days." You talk about a mad SOB. I run 24 hours straight to get that load there, and then they tell me they ain't got room for it. But they were the ones that wanted it there in 24 hours. They demanded it be there in 24 hours. That's the life of a trucker. Hello, all. Welcome to welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. Drop a comment. Let us know how it's going for you. Yeah, I've had that happen to me a lot when I was driving trucks. They'd want that load of meat there like the day before. I'd bust my ass to get it there, and then they're like, "Oh, well, we don't have room for it. You'll have to wait a day or two before we can unload you." Well, one thing about it, it did give me time to catch up on my sleep. So I guess there's that. And luckily, I had a cooler in my truck, so I always had food and drink. And I had satellite TV set up on my truck, so I always had TV. So I just sat in their parking lot, sleep, eat, drink, and use their bathroom and watch TV. And got paid for it. Because I got paid layover pay for that kind of stuff. They always bitched and said, "Well, we're not going to pay layover pay for him stuck here." Well, buddy, you caused it, so I'm getting paid. They'd bitch, but they'd pay. The really fun ones, though, were say like I'd take a load of meat to the packing houses in Hunts Point, New York, which is where almost all the food goes for New York City to be distributed out to the restaurants and stores and things like that. Almost all the food that goes to New York City goes to Hunts Point. That's where all the food warehouses are. And I'd take a load there, and then they'd have me go out on Long Island or up into Connecticut or Maine or someplace like that and pick up a load coming back. One time I got a load, went up to Maine, picked up a load of live lobsters, and hauled that load all the way to LA. Yes, the lobsters arrived alive, And yes, I got paid very well for that load. I made the trip in 2.5 days. I pushed it hard. And then when I left out, remember when I left LA after that, I got the lobsters unloaded. And then I turned around and picked up a load. And you're not going to believe this. Yeah, I was pushing that one hard. I picked up a load of big giant bales that weighed about 2,000 pounds each, size of like a small car, like those little mini cars that have two seats, you know. They were about the size of that car of cardboard. Yeah, just scrap cardboard boxes baled up like that. And I hauled that back to a recycling plant in Florida. Followed the I-10 corridor all the way across the southern U.S. Didn't have to push that load. They were just willing to take it whenever I got it there. So I got it there 4.5 days later. But here's the kicker. I had to call in to the company because apparently cardboard is a high value item, scrap cardboard, and those loads get hijacked a lot. Who knew? But yeah, scrap cardboard is a high value item. So I had to call in the security part of the company, and they put special tracking on me because we had Qualcomm satellite link. So they tracked me the whole trip. And whenever I would stop to sleep or take my break, they would ask the local PD or sheriff's department to cruise through regularly and make sure I wasn't being hijacked. And then when I got to Florida, that's where things really got uh, strenuous because I had to take it down to Miami. And they said that the company I was with, they said about 22% of their loads of cardboard end up getting hijacked, and the trailer ends up getting loaded on a ship and going overseas. Oh, only 7,000 pounds. You lucky bastard. I'll bet you just soared them hills, didn't you? And soared the mountains. 7,000 pounds going through the Appalachian Mountains was a breeze, right? Oh, you went through the Rockies too. Did you go over any high passes? Yeah, it blew my mind about the cardboard too. I couldn't believe it. You wouldn't think scrap cardboard would be that valuable, but it is. For recycling. Apparently, there's a big demand for it over in Europe. I remember one time I was up in Connecticut and I went to a paper plant and I picked up 6 rolls of paper. I mean, these were big, giant rolls. They stood about 8 feet tall. Well, not 8 feet, probably 7 feet, 6.5, 7 feet tall. And each one weighed 3,000 pounds. Yeah, they were going to put more on me, but they couldn't distribute the weight right. So I told them 6 rolls was it. I mean, that's not a whole lot of weight, but you got to get the bridge right and all that when you're hauling loads like that. If you can't get the bridge right, the DOT is going to ding you when you go through the scales. And then everything goes to hell because they start going up your ass looking for stuff to ding you for. Yeah, if your logbook isn't just picture perfect and your bill isn't just picture perfect and all that, yeah. I don't miss that, trust me. Yeah, trucking was a lot of fun, but it was also a huge pain in the ass, and especially in the winter. I don't miss it because living in Iowa at the time, I was always driving across the I-80 corridor, and the winters, just a bastard, especially going through the Rockies. Have to stop and chain up for a pass or something, or the roads were closed because of the passes, or. I spent 4 days at a TA truck stop on I-80 in southwest Wyoming one time because Three Sisters were closed. There was so much snow and ice. I don't know if you know what Three Sisters is, but going across southwest, going across the bottom of Wyoming is I-80, and when you get to the western part of it, just before you go into um, Utah, there's uh, a big mountain. Well, not a big mountain, but big hills and valleys. And the truckers call it Three Sisters. 80,000 pounds of Bic light. Oh, 80,000 of Bic lighters. Jersey to Charlotte. So let me guess. You hated it because it was a hazmat load? Is that why? Maybe? I know that feeling too. I had my hazmat certification, although I rarely hauled hazmat. Back when I first started driving, if you hauled a hazmat load, you had to stop every 2 hours and do a tire check. Then 9/11 happened and changed that rule. They didn't want you stopping every 2 hours to do a tire check. Well, there's that point. You got to go home with that load, so I mean that's a good thing. Never hauled that many lighters before. I think I could think of worse things to haul for sure. I hauled bulk bags of fish meal from New Orleans up to St. Louis one time. That was a straight shot up I-55. When I got to the north end and unloaded it, my trailer stank like fish for about 6 months afterwards. The guy kept saying, spread coffee around in there, it'll absorb it. Yeah, it did until 2 days later, and then the stink was back. Never could haul food in that trailer again. That was a dry van, just a 53-foot box trailer, no refrigeration. Most of my trucking I did with dry vans. But for a while there, I was hauling reefers, hauling meat mostly, because I was on a dedicated meat fleet. And I like pulling a reefer. I hated going to grocery stores because they treat drivers like shit. They treat us like second class citizens. But other than that, oh yeah, the infamous load of coffee. I never had many problems at the Walmart warehouses. I really didn't. you know, because Walmart paid for the lumber, so I didn't have a problem with them, which didn't make sense to me. You have employees. Why pay a lumber service to unload your product from a trailer when you have employees that could do it and you don't have to pay extra? Well, I guess it makes sense because I could hire the lumber service and not have to pay benefits to them. I guess that would be the only advantage of it. I'm guessing. Yeah, the coffee. Did not know that was a hazmat load when I picked it up. Turns out it was. I don't know if I'd really say it was a hazmat. It was a placard load. It wasn't a hazmat load. It was a placard load because it was an inhalation hazard load. Because the green coffee beans put off carbon dioxide and it builds up in the trailer. They even told me, they said, when you open the door to the trailer, immediately get out of the way because that carbon dioxide is going to come out and just flood all over you and it'll cut your air off. So, yeah, that was fun. I never ever hauled a hot coffee load after that, even though I've been to Laredo quite a few times after that. I don't even know if the coffee was actually from Mexico or if it was from someplace further south, like Central America or something. Probably was from Colombia or someplace like that, and it was just coming through Mexico. Yep. Yeah, I've seen a lot of things driving truck. One of these days, I'll tell the story of some of the bad things I've seen driving a truck. I mean, you drove a truck, you probably got some stories yourself. I will say this: I think the worst thing I ever saw was seeing another driver burn up alive in his truck. That gave me nightmares for a year or two afterwards. Yeah, that was a pretty traumatic experience there. And you never forget the smell of burning human flesh ever. I can smell it to this day. Yeah, it's something you don't ever want to experience. Trust me. Yeah, and the screams, the man screaming, trying to get out. That's just awful. But let's get on to a cheerier subject. Yeah, I did it for almost 20 years. Well, 20 years. That's how long I was on the road. Been to all the lower 48, two Mexican provinces, two Canadian provinces, and then a few years ago, my sister and I took a cruise to Hawaii. So now I have 49 states under my belt. And I'm hoping I can get to Alaska before I kick off so I can have all 50 states under my belt before I die. That would be awesome. Trouble is, I doubt that's going to happen. But you never know. One of these days, I might win the lottery and I'll be able to take a cruise to Alaska. That's what I'd really like to do. I don't want to just fly up there or drive up there. I would really like to take a cruise up to Alaska because that cruise to Hawaii was awesome. If you ever get a chance to take a cruise, Celebrity Cruise Lines is the one to do. Because if you do any of the others, you're gonna like have kids running everywhere. Celebrity Cruise Lines is mainly an adult and older adult cruise line, and it's a lot quieter. And the staff is spectacular. It's great. And back then, cruises weren't all that much. We could get an inside cabin, which we didn't. I got a suite with a balcony for Michelle and I. Two beds, a balcony. I think it come out to like $6,000 for the two of us for the cruise out and back. That included drinks and food and everything else, you know. But you could get an indoor windowless cabin for like 1,000 or 1,200 for the whole thing, and that included food and drink and everything also. So, and it was a 14-day cruise. So if you get a chance, do it. How'd she like it? Did she like the Alaska cruise? I'm really curious. I bet she did. Do you know what cruise line she went on, or did she say? Ah, another thing I've always wanted to do is, you know, over in Europe they have those river cruises, which is like a cruise ship except smaller, and they go up the rivers in Europe. I've always wanted to do that, just to see some of the, you know, visit some of the towns along the river and stuff. I always thought that'd be really interesting, just to see what that's all about. That, and I've always wanted to take a Caribbean cruise too because the water always looks so awesome. You know, the blue water and everything, crystal clear and all that. So I've always wanted to go scuba diving in the Caribbean with the clear water. Hello, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Drop a comment. Let us know how you're doing. Great to have you here. Just having a cigar and a chat today. Whoa, I'm down to two. Who left? Wow, everybody's leaving. That's craziness. I was up to four, and all of a sudden I'm at two. It's okay. People come, people go. It happens. Ah, I see. So they went through a travel agent. Well, I don't know if there's even travel agents around anymore, are there? I mean, we booked our cruise online at the website, the cruise ship website, cruise line website, I should say. But yeah, that's what I'd like to do. Take a cruise to Alaska. Oh, I haven't checked, so I didn't know. I would think that they're almost extinct with everything being done online nowadays. You know, I wouldn't think there'd be much demand for a travel agent these days. But if there is, there is. More power to them. I hope they keep making money at it. Wow, we've been at this for an hour and 5 minutes now. Or I have anyway. All right, well, I'm going to jump off of here. Cigar is about done, and it's going on supper time. Let me see what Michelle's making. Great to have you guys here. I love doing these live streams with you guys. It's a lot of fun. I appreciate it. So, if you get a chance, join in next Saturday so that we can all chat and have a good time again. Oh, it's great having you guys here. I love chatting with you guys. All right. You guys take care and watch for the video drop Wednesday. And as always, have a great day, ladies and gentlemen.